Breaking news out of Chicago. The Bears have hired former Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their new head coach.
This is a guy who has really had a meteoric rise.
That flair that he added to it when he was calling plays within games kind of showed everybody that he's ready to take that next step.
Guys from Andy Reid, Doug Peterson, Sean McDermott, John Harbaugh, Ron Rivera, all Andy Reid guys who have gone on to become Coach of the Year, Super Bowl, NFC winner. That's the confidence I have. The Reid coaching tree is rich, and we got a branch.
He is a guy who is just A+ across the board, who has a tremendous amount of energy, and I think the Bears may have hit a home run.
We set out to find the best leader for our franchise. Matt's a proven leader. He's a winner. He's intelligent. He's innovative. He has strong character. He's got a great family. We always talk about with players, we always talk about the it factor. You know, does he have the it factor? And it's always hard to describe or define exactly what that is, but you just know it. Matt has the it factor.
The direction of this team and this organization, you see it, you feel it. There's a want there to be great.
Brings the time to throw, now he's running out of time, and down he goes! Akeem Hicks takes the snap, going to keep it himself, goes up the middle, Trubisky fighting for that goal line, he's in for the touchdown!
They create a culture, passion and positive energy. It's real. And so everybody in here just having that energy and that belief and that trust. I'm so fired up to get into football, start digging into it, and just really attacking it. We're all in this together. The W's and losses all work hand in hand. And how do we react to that? Well, each and every one of these guys have a lot of experience in that. And so for me, being a young coach coming into it for the first time, surround myself with people that have strong character and have been through those situations and know how to deal with it. So trust me, throughout this process, I'll be going to these guys for advice, and that's okay because it's only going to make me better.
No one has more experience with the Bears defense than returning defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. He's excited to continue to develop his players from last year.
I think the most important thing we have to do is improve the guys that we already have. I think they all have a lot more to give to us than we've seen. And it's our job to get them to improve and become even better players.
New offensive coordinator Mark Helfrich is former Oregon head coach, and he's thrilled to be working with Bears' young quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky.
The biggest thing that jumped out on me as I have watched him on film is he's coachable, and you can tell a quarterback is coachable just watching his feet and his eyes, and his eyes are deliberate. And then the other thing that jumped out is his accuracy and taking care of the football.
Special teams coordinator Chris Tabor is on his second stint with the Bears. He served on Lovie Smith's staff from 2008 to 2010 and spent the past 7 seasons as the Browns' special teams coordinator. He's no doubt glad to be back in Chicago.
I mean, it's the Bears, and it's obviously a storied franchise. It's a great fan base. It's a city that is a great sports town. And I'm honored and really humbled to be standing here and have this opportunity.
Obviously, I was part of this offense in Philadelphia, saw how successful it was. All you need is a couple weapons and the quarterback who can handle all of it. And I think this is exactly what we have here in Chicago.
For me, I know the type of player that I want to be in this league when it's all said and done. And I think that for me, looking at what Chicago provided from an overall standpoint was, I think that they would allow me to do that. This is not just a 3-year thing for me. In my eyes, I want to retire a Chicago Bear, so it's a lot for me riding on this.
Allen Robinson, he's a great wide receiver. I've seen him play, and the things that he does on the field, man, it's amazing. And with Trey Burton, to have a tight end like that, to be so athletic, I'm just glad that I'm a part of it, and to bring just that explosiveness to that offense and being able to score at any time. I feel like I'm blessed to have this opportunity to be here and be a Chicago Bear.
Ryan Pace also spoke highly of new additions quarterback Chase Daniel and kicker Cody Parkey while addressing the media Thursday afternoon.
I feel very encouraged with the players we've added. Cody Parkey, proven kicker, he's made the Pro Bowl. He's still a young player, a position we wanted to address, and we feel like we've done that with Cody. And then Chase Daniel, a guy Matt and I both know from different points in our career, a quarterback we believe in, but also someone that we feel is going to greatly help Mitch's continued development.
Being a backup myself, a backup quarterback, Your number one job in that room is to get the starter ready, no matter what. And I've been with a lot of different guys that do things a lot of different ways. You know, luckily I've been with Drew Brees going on 5 years of my career and have learned how to do things in a Hall of Fame sort of manner, and that's what I plan on bringing here.
We're going to be a good team for years to come, and so that definitely had a idea in my mind, like I want to play for a good team, and just the idea of playing for Coach Nagy and Coach Tabor and Ryan Pace and everybody just excited me and ready to roll, and I'm glad I'm here.
The Bears also re-signed linebacker Sam Acho and cornerback Prince Amukamara.
Smith.
With the 8th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia.
Well, Coach Shaw, you showed me a tweet moments ago that Vic Fangio had a hole-in-one today, right? Playing golf?
Absolutely. This has been one heck of a day for defense coordinator Vic Fangio.
It's a double ace day. He's got pocket rockets here.
He was with us at Stanford and gets a hole-in-one today early in the morning, and today finds out he's got the best linebacker in the draft, and some would say one of the top 2 or 3 players in this draft, Mike.
And Coach, I would tell you that the MVP of Chicago's defense last year was actually Vic Fangio. They were number 9 in the league in points allowed with not a lot of talent. They need this kind of talent infusion. He's today's NFL off-the-ball linebacker. He's 6'1", 235, runs 4.5, sideline to sideline. He could be a 4-down player in the NFL.
The 2018 NFL Draft is now officially open.
Cards in.
The Chicago Bears select Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia.
You ready to be a Bear or what?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
We're excited to get you here.
One of my favorite players in the draft. We got him. Congrats, bro. Congrats, Doc. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Bears, Doc.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be insane, man. Leonard Floyd, I looked up to the guy a lot, man. You know, oh, man, I have like over 200 messages. It's insane. That's insane. I'm excited to play for his defense and get things going. I think it's going to be very special.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Hey guys, that's it for draft night. I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow at the airport. Go Bears.
It's Friday morning here in Dallas Airport, and we're about to head out for Chicago.
How you feeling?
It's
crazy. Excited to be here though, for sure. Most importantly, I'm just excited to get to work with my teammates and, be the best possible Bear I can be.
Welcome to the Chicago Bears, man.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
Congrats. What's going on, man? Congratulations. Yep. Congratulations.
How's your travel?
It was great.
Good.
Just thinking about getting here, so that's anything on my mind.
You're meant to be, man.
Did you hear me when you were there? When I was talking to you about the gloves? Hey, guess what? We're picking your gloves this time, buddy.
Yes, sir. I love it.
We love the story about your college deal with picking the gloves.
The UCLA?
Yeah, the UCLA, Georgia. That's why I said we're picking your gloves this time, man.
Got a lot of great linebackers in our history,
Sir, rich history,
Great history.
George.
Yep.
Brian Urlacher,
Oh, yeah.
Singletary.
Great guys, too, all of them. So we're excited. Excited about your talent. Excited about you as a person.
Congratulations, man. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. You're my first addition to this team, man.
Welcome to the fam, bro. Appreciate it. Good to have you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, really get that work in like the old days. Got to. Yeah. Speed. You coming. Speed. Yeah, as soon as our pick came on, I said, yeah, we getting my boy. Yeah. We gotta get my boy right here. Now that's a ball player right there. Chicago sports, baby. Pretty amazing here. Rich history, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to get to work with my new teammates, and it should be a great one. Looking for a heck of a ride.
Here's to the Chicago Bears, the Hall of Famer Mike Singletary, alongside the commissioner.
To announce the Chicago Bears selection, please welcome from Baylor University, Hall of Fame linebacker Mike Singletary.
With the 39th pick in the 2018 draft, the Chicago Bears select James Daniels, center, Iowa.
It's time. Is it Singletary come back out again? Is that what he gets to do? Double duty for number 50? Nope. Oh, that looks like, is that Peanut?
Is that Peanut?
Yes.
The New England Patriots have traded the 51st pick to the Chicago Bears. To announce the Chicago Bears selection, please welcome from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, cornerback Charles Tillman.
Peanut.
With the 51st pick of the 2018 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Anthony Miller, receiver, Memphis.
Now, another guy from a small school from the University of Delaware that I really like is Bilal Nichols. Now, you're talking about a 306-pound defensive tackle that ran 4.95. So his height, weight, speed for that position is at the highest level that you can possibly have. But you really have to go back to his 2016 tape to see who he is. Because in 2017, they played a three-man front. He just kind of absorbed blockers as the 5 technique, a 2-gapper. If you go back to 16, where they kind of let him play some 3 technique and get up the field, 1 gap and go, you can see the quickness and explosion. So from a Bilal Nichols perspective, I think people don't understand that he can, that big man with the big NFL frame and body type, he can actually move at a high level.
We had a little weather there, which was good for the guys. No complaining. Had some wet footballs and some drop passes and balls on the ground, but that's all right. It's a little adversity, and it's good for the guys. It's good for us, and it's just a part of what we wanted to do. We weren't going inside. We were coming outside unless that horn went on. So it was a good day. The guys fought through it, and hopefully we get some better weather tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm able to go full force. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's practice and the practice when we put on the pads.
Feeling great. It's really a lot of fun to get out here with my teammates, start camp without any limitations, and be able to contribute from day one. Feels good.
I definitely improved in my hand placement. I used to have my hands all over the place, but now my coach learned that he's working on my hand placement, so I've become a lot better with that and looking the ball in.
Jordan, there's this facade out there. There's this notion that he is just a first and second down back, and I don't believe that. You know, Jordan can play all 3 downs, and so we're going to do that. We're going to use them, and we're going to use other guys on first and second down when we need to. So for us, it's important for Jordan to know, and for everybody on our offense to know, that he's a big part of this. This kid's had a very successful career so far, and we're crazy as coaches and as offensive coaches if we don't understand it and we don't use that to our advantage.
Prince Amukamara says the offense looks explosive, but he likes the speed the defense has brought to camp so far.
Yeah, I feel like we're able to play a little bit more faster, like I said, just because not a lot of thinking out there, and it's just more about just instincts now, just because we played together for a full year and we know the plays.
Fans liked what they saw from Anthony Miller Saturday, making a diving catch along the sidelines, and Bears fans were chanting Coach Nagy's name as the coaching staff walked off the field after practice.
I think the defense had a really good day today. You could see that.
Offensively, we're starting to challenge them a little bit now in installs. They're getting fed a lot of plays, and you get to see kind of where they're at and what they can digest. Similar to OTAs, you can only improve and get better through practice. And so I'll never criticize, get upset, or angry because of somebody, trying to do something right and they miss a field goal, or Mitch throws an interception in that situation. We talk through all that stuff and we explain the whys, and the best part about all this, the whole team, is they all responded the right way, and we finished with a great part of practice on really in all three phases.
Even though the defense had a good day, Taylor Gabriel caught a deep ball from Mitchell Trubisky that got fans here pretty excited. Gabriel spoke to the media after practice, and he was pretty pumped too.
Just building that trust with my quarterback, and that's a ball that it's kind of scary to throw because it was cover 2. But for him to trust me on that deep ball and trust my speed, that's what you like to see, and that's what I like to see. So he's doing good, and he's progressing every day, and I'm progressing every day just to get what he wants, the tendencies of everything. So I'm enjoying myself.
He's been accurate with it. And his arrow's going up with the deep ball. I think that we got into OTAs, and there were some times where his mentality coming into this thing wasn't necessarily downfield to start, but he's done a great job of accepting that role. And now we tell him, hey, listen, go downfield, test it, see what you can do, see the different receivers that you're throwing to, and how far you can stretch it. Let him know what kind of arm you have. I mean, he can throw it now. So he's improving, and we are not going to stop doing that.
He's definitely an athletic guy. I'm really excited to see him in his game. With Coach Gilbride is going to bring a whole different level of the tight end, position to the room. So I'm excited about that. I know Nagy and this offense in general, kind of feature tight ends in a way, but anybody who can get open is going to get an opportunity, to run routes. And the best thing about this offense is that they put us in a position to win, depending on the defense and things like that.
As a matter of fact, when we're in installs, I may say, hey Trey, I may ask him a question. Hey Trey, is this how you all have done it in Philadelphia with Doug, or et cetera? And now and then, and so you just see, because everyone's always kind of tweaking and everyone has different ideas, and so Trey knows this offense inside out. He's not a very vocal guy, but I have seen him when he does come out at times. If there's a little lull on offense, he's the guy that steps up and he starts getting the guys going, let's go.
On the other side of the ball, Coach Nagy praised Akeem Hicks for his leadership style.
It's big to have Akeem ready to continue being that leader. He's been in this league for a while now. He's a big, imposing man that can do a lot of good things on defense, and so for him, I think he's naturally a leader, and he's energetic when he's out there on the line, and he's going to talk trash a little bit here or there. But he also understands too that we have a young team, and he has some young guys under him, so they're going to not only watch how he plays in the game, but how does he practice, and he's been doing great with that.
There's going to be leadership from every direction, right? Every group has a guy that's the wily vet that's been around for a while, and it's his responsibility to pull those guys along with him. And it's the younger guy's responsibility to be, energetic and ready to take on whatever, task that comes at him. It's kind of funny how it happens, One day you're the rookie, and I'm under Jonathan Vilma, Will Smith, Cedric Ellis, and all these guys that have been doing it for a number of years. And then you turn around 7 years later, and now you're that guy that's been doing it for 7 years. So it's an interesting dynamic, and you appreciate each day you get out here. I think the best way to lead is by example. Just doing the things right day in and day out. And the younger guys will see that and they'll want to emulate it so they can have success. So that's how I envision it.
Another thing to note, Anthony Miller hauled in a touchdown at Thursday's practice and continues to stand out at camp. Von Miller spoke very highly of Mitchell Trubisky at practice this week, and Trubisky says the Bears' offense has certainly grown going against the Broncos' defense.
It's been awesome. You know how good of a player Vaughn is, and I think he really challenged our offensive linemen this week and helped them get better. And it's awesome to just see a player of his caliber and how hard he competes in practice and how he continues to get better each and every single good day. So it's awesome to go against guys like Vaughn. So it's a lot of fun.
And it's still a growing offense, but as far as coming out here competing, making plays and things like that, we did all of that, So at the end of the day, we know we got to stay on top of the details and stay on our playbooks and stuff like that going forward. But I think we came out here competed. And I think we took some steps forward as offense.
Robinson says he's excited for his preseason debut Saturday night, and Anthony Miller spoke to the media about how big of a help Robinson has been to him throughout camp.
He explains the specifics of the routes, and that's what I need as a young guy coming into this league. Everything's about details. You can't slip up, on anything. So he makes sure I'm on top of it, and I appreciate that.
Like any friendly competition, things got a little heated between the two teams at one point Thursday, but Coach Nagy immediately brought the guys together and spoke to them as a group.
Well, I mean, at some point, we're all, men, and we're all brothers in this thing, and so as competitive and as much of an ego as you want to have and try to fight somebody, it's not worth it. There's injuries, and it just doesn't make sense. So I think the best way to handle it is just bring everybody together and just tell them that, right? And just let them know, hey, we're here to play football, not to fight. And they responded well to that. These guys are in this league for a reason, because they're the ultimate competitors, and so sometimes it comes out, but that's our job as coaches to control it.
That concludes the joint practice portion of the road trip. The next time these two teams will face each other will be at Mile High Stadium Saturday night.
We deep. Everybody's listening. Everybody's trying to make our defense the best. So, we showed out there that game. They had the first team out there, and our second team held it. And it just goes to show that all the work that we're putting in, it's not for nothing. And, second guys can play like the first team.
Energetic. Everybody was flying around. Everybody was tuned in. And we were going to our spots, lining up quickly. And, everybody just seemed mentally focused.
The Bears starters won't see playing time until Week 1 in Green Bay, but there's still work to be done by the ones before then.
And so the focus for them right now is mentally they can finally just say, you know what, I can go all in on Green Bay and mentally just get prepared, soak it up. Don't worry at all about Buffalo. And now they can start really hammering on watching the tape on Green Bay and trying to figure out, what they see there. We're there to help them with that, and just hone on in now. They're at a point now where the physical part of it is going to continue, but it's really now you start game planning.
We've got a lot of reps, and we still have a lot more work to do, over these next 2 weeks. It's not a 2 weeks off. It's we in there, we practicing, we running, we make sure we're in shape. We had a lot of padded practices and things like that. So, we just gotta keep pushing and moving forward and paying attention to details and mentally and physically be prepared for next week.
We got 12, 13 days until Week 1. We have the Bills on Thursday, so we're trying to get our young guys as ready as possible for an opportunity to prove themselves one last time before the final cuts.
Here, the Oakland Raiders expected to trade Raiders defensive end Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. Of course, with that, let's bring in NFL media insider Ian Rappaport now for the latest details on this blockbuster trade. Ian, it's good to see you again. Less than 24 hours ago, we were talking about Aaron Donald's blockbuster trade. Now we are talking about Khalil Mack. What is the latest?
Well, this is something that has been going on through the wee hours of last night, really round-the-clock discussions between the Oakland Raiders, the Chicago Bears, and Joe Siegel, Khalil Mack's agent, because from what I understand, the Chicago Bears do have a negotiating window with Joe Siegel. They have permission to negotiate with him a new deal for Khalil Mack. That is expected to come along with this trade. Here is what we know right now. The Chicago Bears are, in fact, expected to trade for star pass rusher Khalil Mack. This is something late last night that was in place. That is why Siegel has been having the negotiations with the Chicago Bears, because this is not something that is going to come without Mack getting the long-term, huge, massive contract that he has long sought, something the Bears were not willing to give. As far as what the compensation could be, this was described to me as something that would cost 2 first-round picks and a player. Now, there were several other teams that were, in fact, interested. We've talked about the New York Jets. The Buffalo Bills were a team. The Cleveland Browns were a team. The Green Bay Packers were a team. All those inquired. San Francisco 49ers. A lot of teams inquired. Only one team was willing to go where the Raiders needed them to go, which was something that would give John Gruden the opportunity to say, we have to make this deal. Yes, I know he's one of the best players in the NFL. We have to make this deal. That is where Chicago is at right now. That is where the Raiders are at. And where Khalil Mack is, well, he is soon going to be in Chicago.
Now in the NFC North, and of course they're opening up their game against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You got to wonder if Aaron Rodgers is listening right now. Let me ask you this, though. How does this impact the Bears on the defensive side of the ball? Obviously, Vic Fangio's got to be a happy man today. Alongside that defensive line with Leonard Floyd, how does this impact the Bears defense?
Well, the Chicago Bears are kind of a trendy team right now. Young, have a good young quarterback that some people think is going to be a big-time star, franchise-type guy. They added a bunch of receivers. They got a deep running back group. They got a pretty good secondary. They have a star, they believe, in the middle of their defense with Roquan Smith. You mentioned Leonard Floyd, one of the young, up-and-coming pass rushers in the NFL. They just really didn't have a big-time megastar. Not that you need one. They just didn't have one. Well, guess what? Now they do. Now the Bears are going to have Khalil Mack on one side of their defense. And, you know, with all the discussion about, same thing with Aaron Donald, all the discussion about Donald and all the discussion about Mack, there's one thing that you could never take away. These guys are great. Khalil Mack is a great football player. And so what the Chicago Bears did for an incredibly hefty price was add someone who most people believe is a top 5 or top 10 football player in the NFL. Cost a lot of money. Yes, they're going to pay for it in draft picks and in compensation and in just money. But they added a huge football player, someone to really destroy opposing quarterbacks this season.
Yeah, the Bears now add their defensive star, but now the Raiders don't seem, at least some questions there on the defensive side of the ball. How did we come to this place? Because there was a lot of rumors swirling that John Gruden, and you mentioned it, really wasn't in talks with Khalil Mack, trying to make this team his own. How did this come to this place where there's really very little communication?
Well, there was a time a couple weeks ago that the Raiders thought that Khalil Mack was coming in. They thought he would show up. A lot of people thought he would show up kind of after the first preseason game. Once Mack decided, you know what, this team does not believe in me, I just can't do it. Once it became clear that he was going to miss games, and that was, in fact, what was going to happen, then it was obvious that the Raiders needed to move on. They just couldn't give him away. It's not that they wanted to get rid of Khalil Mack. They were just, all of a sudden, they went from we're not trading him to, yeah, maybe we're going to listen. And then once they started listening, the offers came rolling in, they got the offers that they needed, which was, look, this is a Raiders team. I know they were really good 2 years ago. There are some key people there that think they need to retool a little bit, need to rebuild a little bit. They're now going to get 2 first-round picks to do it, plus the extra, let's say, $23 million a year to spend that they're not going to pay Khalil Mack. They believe they need to spend it on a lot of players, and that's exactly what they're going to do now.
Yeah, Steve Weiss saying that Khalil Mack expecting around $65 million guaranteed. Let's bring in our Tom Pelissero.
It's going to be more. It's going to be more than Aaron Donald. I'll tell you that.
Wow, huge. Let's bring in our Tom Pelissero. Tom, what do you know about how we got to this point? What led up to this?
Really, everything escalated, Aaron, in the past 72 hours or so. I spoke to an NFL executive on Tuesday who said, listen, everybody in the league right now is calling the Raiders about Khalil Mack. They've gotten a ton of calls. They've gotten offers. And that was corroborated by some other teams that said there are offers out there for the Raiders, a first and a third round pick that they had gotten offered by multiple teams. They've been offered a star player for another team. And they had really not acted on any of it. They had not counter-offered. They had not shown that that was enough to get them interested in actually making this deal. Well, that gave people within the league the impression it's going to cost at least 2 first-round picks to get Khalil Mack. And what I'm told is by last night, the Raiders were telling people, we have 2 first-round picks on the table and more for Khalil Mack. We'll see exactly what that ends up being that the Bears are planning to send to Oakland. But the Raiders had a price. It was a very high price. People in the league always like to say that everybody's got a price. Well, even Khalil Mack apparently has a price for the Oakland Raiders. It's not just the 2 first-round picks and whatever else the Raiders are going to get. But don't forget now, for the Bears, the price includes that contract that Ian mentioned, likely to reach $23 million a year. That is a huge commitment to a player who is at an impact position at pass rusher. Really, there's not a lot of teams that do that outside of the quarterback.
Everybody on our team is excited that Khalil Mack is a Chicago Bear. Trust me. Just a true professional. You know, it's just the last 24 hours, seeing him in here, diving into the playbook, how hungry he is, how motivated. I mean, he's been away from football now for a little while, and just been away from putting on cleats, putting on pads, putting on a helmet, the little things that we all take for granted, you know, these guys, including him, were able to do today.
We know what he's going to bring to the table. I've had an opportunity to play him, so nothing surprises me with him. He's a guy that I know doesn't take plays off, and he works his butt off. And to have that work ethic coupled with his talent level, special things happen.
He has every tool you need to be a great rusher: speed, power, length, athleticism, all of it. And he utilizes it all with all the tools he has.
He's the type of player that makes everybody's job easier. You know what I mean? So if he's on my side, another side, or wherever he is, he just makes everybody's job easier just because he's such a threat. He makes this defense just a little bit more ferocious. It's just, a lot of bit more ferocious. And I think that he's going to make us just that much more feared. I hope everybody has nightmares about him coming off the edge, Aaron included.
Leonard Floyd also practiced Monday with a club on his right hand.
Leonard did well today. He had the club on, and so he was out there running around, just going through his assignments. Nothing's affected with his leg, so he was good there. You just got to get used to, I guess, feeling how that is with your hand in a club. I feel good that he'll be playing.